The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get.
He missed the pit complete. He's crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
Race 5 saw former champ match the defending champ's pair of season wins. A speedster from the Netherlands lived up to his reputation, while a rookie from Illinois took advantage of a weak field to post his best result of the season. Which drivers will be in the headlines for Race 6 we'll know in less than an hour when the checker flag falls on Sonoma. You're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel, and its live coverage of the Tidal Influence MX-5 World Tour begins now.
They hail from around the globe, and though separated by oceans, they gather in the virtual world to battle, to compete, to race. Whether they're former champions looking to regain the title, new and eager hopefuls driving for glory, or legends in their own time preparing to dominate, they're all here for one reason alone: to win. Today we'll find out whose name will be forever etched into the record books. You're watching the Tidal Influence MX-5 World Tour.
Hello and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Tidal Influence MX-5 World Tour race number 6 from Sonoma. I'm your host, Bill Soupzon. With me today in the booth is the youthful sage, Ayrton Ellis. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is the director, Joe Peak, and the camera locations have been provided, as always, by Dougie Beard. The closing chapter of the California trilogy returns to Sonoma, but this time on the Cup configurations. We'll cover all the series storylines as the broadcast unfolds, but first, let's set the stage. The weather today, if I can find it here, the weather today, it's partly cloudy, 79 degrees, track temperature of 104. Wind is 11 miles from the north. Relative humidity of 42%. It should be a pretty good day for racing. Ayrton, we were just on this track 2 weeks ago, or 2 races ago. We're back again, but this time on a new configuration. Why don't you tell them a little bit about this configuration?
Thanks, Bill. Well, this track is actually quite different from the other configuration. We've got the whole infield part cut out, so it's actually a lot faster track. We've got a few faster corners, and we also cut out some of the trickier corners like the hairpin that was on the old configuration. And my favorite part about this configuration is that we actually get to, on the second to last corner, turn 11, go through that full hairpin that the NASCAR cars go through. So that is really fun part for the MX-5 on this track. So the track's going to be faster, a lot wider for these guys too. So we should see a lot more racing than the last time we were here.
And we have a traffic guide, so let's go ahead and roll the video.
All right, we've got Richard Losper in the GSRC MX-5, so let's do a lap around Sonoma. Turn 1 is flat out as the car starts to head uphill, but you'll want to line the car up for the braking for 2, which comes up right away. This corner is very blind, and it's going to require everyone to have their heads up on lap 1. Overshooting the exit will also be easy. Switch back to the right and make just a tiny lift for the first part of 3, then check your speed and be careful not to run wide over the crest. Once again, accidents here can get messy fast. Now it's back downhill to 4 where you can use the track beyond the curb, but you'll see it really bounces the car. With the wall right there on the exit, there's always the danger of unsettling it too much and getting a face full of tires. From here, we chop off the middle part of the long course and re-enter at turn 7. It's much faster without the hairpin, so you're entering these S's carrying a lot more speed. You're going to need a slight lift off the gas and a precise line to really nail this section of the track. Passing is definitely ill-advised here as it'll slow both cars down. Then, once you hit the treacherous turn 10, you'll downshift 1 gear and try your hardest not to get your wheels in the dirt. Otherwise, your momentum could quickly suck the car into the billboards and end your day. Now, you'll want to eye the pit entrance cones and line your car up with them. Get on the brakes hard for the hairpin of 11 and try your best not to go in too deep. This is probably where you'll see most pass attempts throughout the race. On exit, it's almost like a street course with a concrete wall right there waiting for you, so give it a respectful distance. After that, turn 12 is just a slight kink, and now you've finished a lap around Sonoma.
You're looking at Tom Retchie in the Tidal Influence car, our Tidal sponsor. We're showing you because he's on the pole today. He finished qualified in the quick 6, and because of his ranking down the standings, he's going to be moved up to the pole. So that's going to be exciting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the point standings right now after 5 races. This is actually race 6. There's only been 4 races because we had 1 washed out, which will be rescheduled at the end of the season. You see Eklund in first and Evan Maillard in second. Now, Eklund is the Season 6 champion and Maillard's the defending champion. Maillard's not here today. They both have 2 wins each. Jelenko in third place. Dave Galink making a name for himself in fourth. A rookie, Dakota Dickerson, in fifth. He's not here today. Sergio Morris not here today in sixth. Carlos Torres is not here today in seventh. Kyle Potts is not here today in eighth. Marcelo Pajan, he's doing very well in ninth. He is going to show up today. And Stefan Overgaard rounds out the top 10. Ayrton, why don't we quickly go to the keys to the race, brought to us by Mountaintop Cabin Rentals.
Thanks, Bill. Well, the keys to the race, as usual, is going to be pit stops. This is a 30-lap race, so the pit window is going to be between laps 9 and 21 for these guys. They can choose to go early or late, depending on when they want to. Also, we're going to have, I think, race craft is going to be very important on this track. Because of this configuration, you can pass on a lot of these corners, and a lot of them are very fast as well, with it being a wide track as well. So I think racecraft is going to be interesting. I saw a lot of bumping in practice earlier during the qualifying session, so these guys got to be careful about that, and they got to be careful about not getting too much damage either.
Yeah, it was a noisy practice session. These walls are close here. For me, if you get off in the dirt, you can really get into trouble here because these walls come up on you really quick. There's not a lot of leeway between track, dirt, and wall. Let's quickly now go to the phrase that pays. This is something new we're doing. Viewers, we have something new for Season 9, the Tidal Influence phrase that pays. The first viewer to email in after one of the announcers says the phrase that pays that you see on the screen right now gets added to the end of the season lottery with a chance to win $50. Congratulations to Amjad Yaman, one of our drivers. He wasn't in last week's race, but he was watching and he emailed in first, and he was the winner of the Phrase of Pace last week. Congratulations. So when you hear the Phrase of Pace, which I'm not going to say right now because that would spoil everything, shoot him email to TIPhrasethatPays@AOL.com. That's TI for Tidal Influence, phrasethatpays@AOL.com. Make sure that you leave your name so we can mention the winners at the end of the broadcast. Okay, we have a few more minutes before they start to grid up. One of the things that's happening right now, Ayrton, is the Sebring endurance races going on, and that's taken a few of these drivers away from us.
Oh yeah, definitely. But as we know, some drivers tried to sort out their stints and their teams so that they could race in this because it is such a wonderful series, of course. So we've actually got quite a good grid here today. We've got a lot of fast drivers. Jan Koemans is coming back after not racing since the first race of the season. And as usual, we have Richard Eklund, Yershchenko, no Evan Maillard, which is a little disappointing, but we still got some fast guys.
And you know, I've been calling, and the fans have been calling for that Evan Maillard, Richard Eklund showdown, and the racing gods refuse to let it happen. It's like Mayweather Pacquiao. This never seems to happen, and now at least that thing's going to happen in May. We'll see if this. Maybe we can get in the Evan Maillard, Richard Eklund showdown before the Pacquiao on May 2nd. There's a little advertisement for a pay-per-view. Okay, how we doing here? Then we're going to go to grid. So remember, the quick six in effect today. So while our fastest qualifier was Richard Eklund, you're not going to see him on the pole. Eklund was our fastest qualifier, and Dave Galink was the second fastest qualifier, but they're going to be back in rows 3 and rows 2 for Galink. So when we grid up, you're going to see Tom Ratchey is going to be our qualifier on the pole today. He qualified in 4th position, which is really good for him, Ayrton.
Yeah, so Tom Ratchey's going to be on the front row. Amjad Yaman's going to be alongside him in 2nd. Then John Deuce Allen is in 3rd place. Richard Eklund is set to be in 4th place. Then Yershchenko in 5th, and Dave Galink in 6th. Then we have Marcelo Pajan in 7th, Travis Schwenk in 8th, and then Jan Koemans a little far down for him in 9th, and Sam McAleer in 10th.
In 11th position is Dries Nice. 12th is Stefan Overgaard, Benjamin Lanouette, Richard Losper, Benjamin Nelson, Simon Van Doon in 16th, Joseph Arrow, Yanni Tulianen in 18th position, Mihai Masisen in 19th, Jerem Ursum in 20th. 21st is Derek Holland, 22nd Dario Bussi, 23rd position is Daniel Kent, and rounding out the field is Al Heaton. And the lights are up. We're going to go now to the grid. Tom Rathie gets a nice jump. That's Amjad Yaman in the green color car, tucks into 2nd place. The blue car is Deuce Allen. And in that blue and yellow car, there's your points leader, Richard Eklund, making a move on the outside. He gets 1 position. He gets 2 positions with Amjad Yaman. And after 2 corners, Eklund has moved into 2nd position.
The rest of the field pretty clean so far, but a great run from Eklund going all the way to 2nd place in just 2 corners. He's already pressuring Tom Ratchey in the lead.
Eklund taking no prisoners as they move up into the right-hander. Rathie gets very close to the wall. Eklund has a nice run on corner exit. He has momentum coming up, but he's going to tuck in as they go through. I believe that's turn 7 now as they go through the S's. It's Ratchey, Eklund, Yaman, Deuce Allen. In the car with the blue-colored wheels of those fluorescent rims, there's Dave Galink. And then rounding out the top 6, Yershchenko.
Dave Galink was trying to make a move, few corners on John Deuce Allen for that, I believe 4th place position, so he's already trying to pressure up. He was our 2nd fastest qualifier right behind Richard Eklund, so we're looking to have him get a good running for the end of this race.
If there's 2 drivers with a reputation for having trouble early, it's got to be Ratchey and Deuce Allen. In fact, the vernacular now is doing a deuce if you crash out early in the first lap, and that's never good to have your name associated with something like that. But so far, as they finish lap 1, everybody looks clean up front.
Oh, Eklund looking for a move. He's going to the outside, so heading into turn 2 on Ratchey. Ratchey's on the inside, but Eklund goes really fast around. He's going to have the outside for the exit, and he's going to have the advantage, going to get the position as they head up to turn 3. Amjad Yaman now trying to get onto the inside as they head up into the S section. It's very difficult to go too wide there, but John Deuce Allen looking on the outside of Amjad Yaman, decides to back out a little bit. Dave Galink poking his nose in too, but Richard Eklund managing to get that first position nice and cleanly.
And now taking over fourth position of the battle as they get very close to the wall is Galink and John Deuce Allen. Allen keeps the position. Galink still looking on the inside. Very close, but he doesn't make contact. Galink tucks back into fifth position. Yaman had a chance to make a move on Rathy, then decided the best of it, lost a little momentum, and almost lost positions back there. Now we'll have to see if Rathy can hang on to the back of Eklund.
So we mentioned that Richard Eklund was actually the fastest qualifier, but we didn't mention that he was the fastest qualifier by nearly half a second. So he's definitely got a lot of pace here. I don't know how many guys can actually match him. The times are really close. Besides him, it looks like Dave Galink going on the inside. He's actually going to go on the inside of Amjad, trying to get two positions in one corner. He gets Deuce Allen still on the outside of Amjad as they're heading through the last corner across the front stretch. I don't know if he can make it.
Yeah, I think Yaman had the momentum there on corner exit with the wider line. Looks like he's going to hold third position. Now, Galink was fast. He was our second fastest qualifier. So he certainly wants to get up there. He wasn't, like you were talking, he wasn't that far behind Eklund in speed. And there he goes. He's going to make a move on the inside now. I think this position is his.
Yeah, good run off the corner. Amjad Yaman's going to slot in position right between him and Allen. That's for up to third place for Dave Galink. A good run from him so far.
Let's go back and look a little farther back. We'll go to sixth position there where we have Marcello Pajan running in sixth position. And right behind him is the Season 3 champion of Sam McAleer. Now that's the top seven. Those guys have pulled away a little bit. If we go back, here's a name we don't hear very much. Travis Swanky running in eighth position. And surprisingly, as I keep looking back, for where is Jan Koemans? I don't see him.
I can check back, see what happened.
Yeah. Yep. Koemans has found more trouble. He's only raced one race. He's our three-time champion. He raced in race one, got into early trouble. It really has not been Koemans. He just can't seem to get any momentum going.
Oh, I just checked what happened. He actually had an incident with Uros Jalenko and also Marcelo Pajan. He took out Uros Jalenko while trying to make a move. And I don't know if Uros Jalenko is still running, but he definitely spun around. He's still running, but yeah, he's far back.
Yeah, Jalenko's running in 13th position right now, but he seems to be pretty smooth as we're watching him right now making a move on Dario Bussi and Jerem Urson. Jalenko going to the outside. Going to make the move on the outside. No, he's going to back off. Nope, he's got the position on the inside. Oh, they touch. They make contact. Bussi goes off the track into the dirt. Made the pass. Wasn't the cleanest pass, but he made it.
Not a good start for our third place driver in the standings.
Looking at it on replay, we're on board right now with the Slovenian driver Jalenko. You see him go to the inside of Bussi, or I'm sorry, to the outside of Bussi. Right now, this is through turn one. Then as they go to the inside on turn two, Jalenko drifts a little bit wide, makes contact. Bussi goes off in the dirt. Just kind of forced his way through.
So that's the second race this season. Jan Koemans has had an incident in the second lap of the race.
Galink looking to battle now as Rathy's holding on to second position. He's lost touch with Eklund. But Galink now is running in third position, looking to get around Rathy and maybe try to run down Eklund. Galink drifting to the right, shifting to the left, trying to find a spot. Rathy holding his line.
Making a move.
Galink going to the inside. Oh, Rathy goes wide and right into him.
Galink off the track, trying to get back on. Rathy spun around. He's on the racing line.
Oh!
Actually, he gets hit by Sam McAleer going around turn two. No, that wasn't Sam McAleer. That was Travis Schwenk.
Yeah, that was an orange car. Looked just like McAleer. We're going to replay now. Maybe Rathy gets loose. You can see him holding his position. We're over the top now. We're focusing on McAleer there in that orange car. Rathy would be ahead. There we are. Now we're on the leaders. Now we're on the guys we're looking at. We're from the blimp. You can see Rathy in that white-colored car. Galink going to the inside. And Rathy just goes wide. He just couldn't hold the inside line. Now Rathy is parked out there wide to the left. Stay there, Tom. Stay there, Tom. Don't come across. People don't know where you are. Oh! That's not a good. That's a That's not a veteran move there by Ratchi.
Yeah, it looks like he got loose on the exit of turn 1 and couldn't control going into turn 2. Unfortunate for Ratchi. It looks like he's sitting in the pits, might be retiring, but that also cost a couple drivers. Dave Galink has dropped back to around 5th place, I think.
We're looking at Allen and Mackler right now. This is for positions, I believe. Mackler running in, if I can look there and see. Mackler, this is 5th position for Allen. Mackler running 1 position heading 4th. Mackler in that orange-colored car with the Scottish flag on the hood. We talked about Ratchi having trouble early, and there you go. He got in about 4 laps before disaster struck. But able to avoid disaster so far and running nicely is Deuce Allen in that blue car. That blue car is actually a Tidal. As Allen goes off in the dirt, that blue car is actually one of our sponsors. That's Mountaintop Cabin Rentals, that kind of blue, dark blue, light blue car. There we go. We get a close-up of it as it goes right by.
And we actually haven't talked about the driver sitting in second now, Amjad Yaman. He's slowly crept his way up to second place. Actually, he started in second, but fell back and has gone back up there. He was actually our 3rd fastest qualifier, so he was kind of up there with the pace of Dave Galink and Richard Eklund, so he might be able to catch up to Richard Eklund. But right now, him and the rest of the pack are over 4 seconds behind.
Amjad in the race. That's going to make my 92-year-old mother-in-law, who's out of the hospital. Let me give a shout-out. Hi, Mom. I'm glad you're feeling better. Look, it's Dr. Ramjet running in 2nd position there. The pit stopologist, as we like to call him, running in 2nd position. Amjad Yaman. We're going to drop back to 11th, and we're looking at Daniel Kent in a battle with Jerem Ursum.
Jerem Ursum actually just made a move on Dario Busi, I think that is.
Oh, it's a pinata full of bees, I like to call it there. You got Ursum running in 9th position, followed by Busi in that white-colored car. Daniel Kent is in that black and yellow car there, as we're on board right now with Benjamin Nelson.
Busi just made a move.
And Nelson goes to the inside, looking to get around Simon Van Doon in the brown-colored car.
A lot of action throughout the field so far.
That's a nice 5-car battle there.
And actually, I was talking to Jeroen Ursum before the race. And,
we have a spinner in the back.
Oh, where's that?
Derek Holland put it in the wall. He got loose coming around the corner. Couldn't save it. Put it in the wall. I think that's going to end his day as he's taking it off. No, he's still running. Let's see if I can tell on replay where this is. He goes over the curve. It looks like this is going into... Oh, it looks like he's going into 3 there, the right-hander. Or going into 4. Put it right in the wall. Boy, he hit hard.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
As I was saying with Jeroen Ursum, he said that the competition so far was really fast, and I think he qualified all the way down in 20th place. Right now he's battling for 8th place as Daniel Kent actually makes a move on him, so he's battling for 9th now. So they're still side by side, but I mean, he's battling with the guy who qualified in 8th place. I mean, I'm got those wrong, but yeah, he's battling in the top 10, which is really good for him so far.
Ursum in that pink Barbie car there, he races for his daughter. Being pursued by Daniel Kent. Now, Daniel Kent's been really making a name for himself the last couple races. We saw him in a nice battle last race with that same driver back there in that yellow car. It was Benjamin Nelson. We followed that last race at Laguna Seca. This is a great 4-car battle here with Ursum, Kent, and then behind Kent that's Van Doon, if I recognize that car, and then Benjamin Nelson in the yellow auto parts car.
And Richard Losser has actually caught up to this pack recently as well.
Nelson making a move on the inside in the yellow car, and he doesn't quite get it done on Van Doon. McAleer now we're on, running in 4th position, with Marcello Pajan running in 3rd position. McAleer has a nice run off the corner. McAleer in that orange-colored car. Pajan running in 3rd. They head through. We're looking back now we're looking forward through McAleer at his had his prey. Going through 2, coming up now through 3 and 3A. This is a little left-hander. And then this right-hander. And now the big right-hander with a lot of runoff area to the outside. Let's see how these guys take it. They'll probably go over the curve. They both do. They want to get in before that wall. They do. Coming down in now what is called turn 7 because we lost a lot of the other corners aren't part of this configuration. They go through the S's. McAleer still chasing the Italian.
You know, Pajan has had a really good run so far. Earlier in the season, he wasn't really up there, but recently he's been having some pretty good races.
They go through 210, this right-hander now that sets up the straightaway before the hairpin. All the way down, past pit entrance. Will he outbreak him? Nope. McAleer holds position in third, and you see tucking in behind now is Deuce Allen in that blue car.
Yeah, Deuce Allen just
lost the position.
Lost position. Had a little bit of contact with Dave Galink there. He's trying to work his way back up after having that contact with Tom Ratchey. And it's lap 10 now, so the pit window is open for those who choose to go in early. I think most of these guys will plan to stay out till their tanks are mostly empty. As they all lap the lap car of Benjamin Lanowet, I think that is.
That is Benjamin Lanowet, and that's big news because Lanowet is a 3-time Ironman champion. Whenever you see Benjamin Lanowet go a lap down, that's like seeing a solar eclipse.
I think I had some contact earlier on. I think he might have had a little bit of contact from that incident with Jan Koemans on that lap 2 instant.
Pajan and making a move there. You see a nice 3-car battle there with Amjad Yaman, Marcello Pajan, and Sam McAleer in that orange car. They're running for second, third, and fourth position.
These are 2 veterans and 1 rookie, so Pajan is trying to challenge these guys. These guys are very familiar with each other.
Pajan, though, with a reputation on iRacing as a top-quality driver. As they come into the hairpin, McAleer brakes and closes in as you see the accordion effect now as you'll see the drivers pull away and stretch. No, McAleer with a great corner exit, able to hang right in behind the Italian driver as they go through 1. No, that's actually 12. They're coming up to the start-finish line now, and they'll be going through 1 starting right now. As we're on lap 11, the pit window is definitely open.
Richard Eklund has been running away with this win. He's already 7.5 seconds ahead of Amjad Yaman in second place, which is a very impressive performance. Yeah,
McAleer Eklund looking to go back to back to back. He had a win here at this layout at the IRL configuration. Then we went south to Laguna Seca, where he got the win there, and now we're back a little farther north in California. He's looking to sweep the California trilogy. Yeah, so far this season, only him and Maillard have actually gotten wins this season, so all these other drivers are kind of being starved of wins so far. As we stay on this 3-car battle, the big question with Eklund is, will he get in enough races? Because there's a lot of tracks that he doesn't own that he'll have to purchase and actually be to keep his participation level up at least 50%. McAleer now looking to the outside of the hairpin. Jean went defensive after having a little bit of a bobble. McAleer going on the outside. Doesn't quite get the exit, but that allows Dave Galink to actually catch up to this pack. So now it's 4-car battle for second. From this angle, from the TV angle, looked like McAleer almost scraped the wall coming off there, but his car looks pretty clean on the left-hand side. And just to follow up on that battle that we talked about before, it's still going on with Van Doon and Kent. They're still in the battles. Our director seeing McAleer did have a little damage on the left-hand side. He did put it in the wall. I thought I saw it from here. Director, let's go back to 9th position there real quickly with Daniel Kent. We'll follow up on this. It's Kent and Boosie. It's a nice train. Van Doon Ursum has fallen back now to 12th position. Richard Losper has gotten around Benjamin Nelson into 13th position, and Benjamin Nelson is the caboose on that train. Well, not really in 14th, because right behind them is somebody we don't see very much, Yanni Tuliana, running in 15th spot.
There's actually some action going on. Ken is actually getting passed by Boosie, who tried to make a move. Simon Van June now got a run on Boosie. He's going to aim for the inside, but Boosie actually goes on the inside of Ken, spins him around right in front of the pack. They're going to hit Jeroen Ursum, and also ricochets a little bit off Benjamin Nelson as well. Jeroen Ursum continues, but Boosie, or Kent rather, just recovered from his spin, but he lost positions to all those drivers in that pack.
Boy, you don't like to make a call until you look at it, but that's almost like a textbook example of a dive bomb there. You're seeing Kent has position now, and Boosie says, nope, I'm going to take it. He dives to the inside. He can't hold the inside line. Maybe he got squeezed a little bit, and Kent goes around, gets collected. Was that Ursum who collected him? Was that who we decided in the pink car? Yeah.
Yeah, Ursum took a lot of damage on the front of his car. He's heading into the pits now to do his pit stop and hopefully repair some of that damage.
Meanwhile, we're back up to that battle for second place.
They've all tightened up quite a lot. Still the same order, though. Pajan actually makes a move on the inside. Not going to quite get it. Amjad Yaman went very wide, entering that corner as well.
And running back, you can see in the back, the fifth car in line there is I think that's Galink in fourth. Who
Deuce
is that
Allen.
running in the very? Oh, Deuce Allen now, hanging on to the very tail end of this here. 5 cars battle: Allen, Pajan, McAleer, Galink, and Deuce Allen. I'm sorry, Yaman is leading the way. Sorry, and there goes Pajan taking a peek now into the hairpin. Nope, not going to do it. McAleer with momentum around the outside. And there goes Galink going to get that position.
I'm wondering if one of these guys will think to try to do pit stop now and try to get some clean air, because they're definitely slowing themselves down battling. Sam McAleer looking to the outside, across the start-finish line. He's going to have outside for turn 1. It might put him, if he can stay there for the inside, he decides to back off. But Dave Galink manages to protect that, was a 4th place position there.
Yeah, Ayrton, well, if anybody's being held up, it's Galink, because he was running up front and he got in trouble. I think if I were him, I might want to consider coming and getting my fuel now. The problem is, you don't know where you're going to come out. You could come out behind some back markers who haven't done it, so it's a gamble. You know you're running a good pace now, but I think he's probably the fastest car of that 5-car field. Look at that camera shot there from the blimp. 5 cars running, and there's a car.
Goes to the outside.
Galink going to the outside now. He's going to have momentum. I think he's going to get this done. He's going around the Italian of Pajan, and Galink's going to move up into 3rd position if he can close the deal.
Oh, Sam McAleer trying to get his way.
Save it! No, they're spinning. 2 cars spinning.
Both of them continue
McAleer
on.
keeps it in the right direction.
John Deuce Allen had to slam on his brakes in order not to hit that. He lost a lot of time as well, but he's going to get the position from Sam McAleer.
We're looking at this on replay now. There's Galink on the outside. McAleer making a move on Pajan on the inside. They make contact. McAleer turns it around, keeps it going in the right direction. How is that possible? Oh my goodness. That's worth the price of admission right there. So when it all settles down, Amjad Yaman now is going to be running in 2nd place. There's a little distance now with Yaman in 2nd. And who is that in 3rd place? Is that Deuce Allen is running in? Galink is in 3rd. Deuce Allen in 4th. McAleer in 5th. And Pajan, is that where we're wrapping it? Did I get that order right?
No, Pajan is in front of Allen in 4th.
We're going to get this for you. Eklund is let's set the whole thing from the top there. It's Eklund in 1st. Yaman in 2nd. Running in 3rd position is, if I can find it, Galink. 4th position is Pajan. 5th position is
Allen.
Allen, and then McAleer rounds out. Whew, got through that.
And Richard Eklund now extended his lead to 11.5 seconds. While Amjad Yaman is going to have to defend off Dave Galink, who's already closed up on the rear of him. As they head through turn 10, they're going to head into the hairpin. Are either of them going to go into the pits now? Nope. They're going to go through turn 11 now.
Deuce Allen looks like he got loose there a bit. Oh no, as we're looking at Deuce Allen going into the pits, yes?
Yeah, McAleer following him into the pits as well. These are the first guys at the pits of our front runners. I'm going to see if either of them decide to take tires. Some drivers like taking tires in the series, and then some don't. They normally take only 2, whichever they'll take left or right, depending on how many more corners they have to do on the track. Your Shalinko is a fan of that. He'll take only 2 tires on one side, and it normally helps them come to the end of the race. But then Richard Eklund, FMIR, they don't do that.
As Ayrton's watching the pit stops, we're looking right now at Yaman and Galink in a battle for second and third. I want to point out that we haven't mentioned Uris Jelenko's now worked his way up to 7th position, and that's even before the pit cycle started. So he had trouble early with Koumans. He's sitting 3rd in the points. He'd like to see if he can salvage a good finish here.
Yeah, definitely a good comeback for him. And to update on those drivers, John Allen beat Sam McAleer out of the pits by quite a margin. I think Sam McAleer either overfueled or Allen underfueled. Allen took left side tires. McAleer didn't take any tires. So an interesting pit stop scenario for those two. As Amjad Yaman from 2nd place heads into the pits, Dave Galink decides to stay out and get some free air.
Yeah, that could be good for Galink, as we're looking at a battle right now. This continues here as we're watching Benjamin Nelson in a battle with Richard Losper. I just heard Losper in that Australian voice loudly saying something on the radio.
Ooh, he hits the back of Boosie. He's going to let Nelson get alongside him. Boosie seems to be struggling. He's all over the place, going off track in little bits of the track.
Yeah, I think tempers are beginning to get kind of short here. This has been a battle been going on for a long time. And there goes Boosie into the pits, and I think Losper is saying, yes!
So Amjad Yaman's coming out of the pits. He did not take tires. Gonna check.
Actually, our director was talking about what Losper is saying, and I just heard him go over the radio. Thank God is what he said, so let's give him credit for being very G-rated there. Eklund remains out. No, I think I'm corrected on that. Nope, Eklund's still out on the track, as is Galink.
Yeah, Amjad Yaman came out quite ahead of John Deuce Allen, so he had a pretty fast pit stop there. And I guess Allen didn't really have that fast one, so I guess Sam McAleer just had a really bad pit stop, probably forgot to change his fuel and put too much in his tank.
He had some left side damage. Maybe he stayed in to get that fixed up. Maybe there was a problem that way. It's hard to say, but really, the guy we want to keep an eye on now is Amjad Yaman, because he was not that far behind Eklund. Quite a few seconds, but the way the pit stop gods work in iRacing, you never know how these pit stops are going to go. It really sometimes depends on how fast the fuel flows out of the gas tank, or out of the refueling tank, and it seems to be kind of randomly set.
Yeah, I think we had information from George Fike that he's done some testing around here, and during the pit stops, an identical pit stop can vary by nearly 6 seconds. So it's big difference, considering that people may be taking the exact same amount of fuel, tires, and everything, and then have their pit stops vary by that much.
We'd like to wish George Fike the best. He's right now doing a stint in the Sebring 12-hour endurance race. I'm sure he'll be back next week when we go to Bathurst for a mini enduro. We have a car spinning right behind Galink, but he saves it. That was Dario Bussi.
He's got a lot of damage on this car.
Yeah, I think that's what maybe Eklund was, or not Eklund, this the other Richard Losper might have been complaining about with Bussi was there. We're watching it on replay now. He goes across and he goes to the left and he saves it on the right. And he keeps it pointed in the right direction. Bussi has made his pit stop and currently running in 13th position.
Has he made his pit stop?
Yes, he came in, and that's why Richard Losper was so happy to get him off the track.
We've got a driver off the track on the exit turn 2. I think that was Benjamin Nelson. He exited his car.
That's too bad. Nelson was involved in that battle there with... Nope, we're still looking at Nelson, so it must have been another yellow car.
It's a yellow car.
Yeah, we're thinking of all the yellow cars we know. Jonathan Kier, I think D'Amico Kono runs a yellow car, but he's not here.
It'll be a mystery. Anyways, Eklund's still leading. Hasn't decided to go into his pits quite yet. Going around turn 11 now to complete lap 19. So he should be heading into the pits within the next 2 laps. That should be the end of the pit window.
Now, Yaman is back by 47 seconds, and he's our top driver who has made his pit stop. And he's got about a 15-second lead on Deuce Allen, who's the next one who's made a pit stop.
Galink and Pajan both into the pits. Those guys were both near Yaman before he went into the pits, so this is a good benchmark to see who had a good pit stop and who did not.
It's a long pit road here at Sonoma. They have to enter back at the hairpin, drive all the way down the straightaway. This is an incredibly long pit lane. And we're looking on board there. There's Deuce Allen making a move on Jelenko. Deuce Allen in the blue car gives Jelenko a little bump. Jelenko out on the dirt. Looks like he's got it going straight. Deuce makes the pass. Maybe not as cleanly as the Slovenian Jelenko would have liked, but got it done.
So Dave Galink actually comes out ahead of Amjad Yaman and took left side tires at the same time. So he's actually probably going to have a little bit of better pace as soon as his tires wear in a little bit to become more comfortable.
Yeah, Yaman can see him there. As you see him both Galink in that fluorescent blue wheeled car. We're looking at him right now, and there's Yaman just pulling it in. Just saw him there he is. Just that what is that turn, I guess, 4 there, where they have to bring it in just before the wall. My goodness.
So Eklund into the pits now.
Okay, our leader's in the pits, so we'll keep an eye on as we're watching on screen. You see Busi, Kent, and Joseph Airo in a battle for 12th, 13th, and 14th. We'll keep an eye on our leader.
Eklund overshot his pit stall a little bit. Probably won't cost him too much time.
Galink is going past pit entrance right now through the hairpin.
Eklund's coming out. Didn't take any tires.
Galink is on the straight. I think Eklund's going to get out ahead of him. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Nope. Yeah, we're getting our timing and scoring probably not quite right because of the Eklund's pits box is past the start finish line. It doesn't look like it looks like about 15 seconds on here. 12 seconds now, our director is telling us. There you see Eklund right now, and yeah, you don't even see Galink in the screen. Maybe we can get a tall blimp shot to there. Maybe you can see, is that Galink back there? No, I don't think it is. There's Galink right now. There's a blimp shot. We're looking at Galink. And Eklund is way up the track. Yeah, not even there. So, but you do see Amjad Yaman back there, that little ant car there running in 3rd position.
Yeah, so Richard Eklund managed to pass the midway hurdle pit stop, which catches a lot of drivers out in this series. So now he just has to finish the race. He's got a big distance between him and Galink.
So we'll wait to run down the top 10 here until all the cars have cycled through and we get an actual distance of where they are. We'll get a timing and scoring. We'll update. As Eklund now is going across the start-finish line, finishing up lap 22, 8 to go. I think everybody has made their pit stops.
Yeah.
Eklund in first. Still waiting on Galink. There's Galink has passed the start-finish line, 12 seconds back. There we have it on screen. There we go. And look at what we can do here on GSRC. We have that's actual distance as it's happening. Yamjed in 3rd position. Pagan in 4th, Allen in 5th, Jelenko in 6th position, Sam McAleer 7th, Schwenke having a great run in 8th position. Maybe we'll give him a little screen time. Benjamin Nelson and Richard Losper. Let's see if we can find Schwenke. That's him right now in that orange car. That's what we get confused. There's a couple orange cars. One's run by Evan Maillard, our from France, and McAleer, of course, runs an orange car. And I'm going to say that's orange. Am I right, boys?
Yeah.
All right, they're all agreeing with me.
That's a really good run for Schwenke, considering he had that instant he bashed right into Tom Ratchey when he was driving still, or driving in front of the driving line. And that probably would have caused a lot of damage, but he's running a really good race in 8th place now.
Maybe before we go to, before we do our last call, let's go ahead and run down from 11th position a little bit. Let's see if we can find Yanni Tulianen out there having a nice run in 11th spot. There he is, running 11th. And if we go behind him, it's Daniel Kent in 12th position. And Dario Bussi, who's putting on quite a show, running in 13th with that damaged car.
Well, he just took it to the pits now.
Joseph Arrow running in 13th position. Mihai Masison running in 14th. 15th, Benjamin Lanneman, and these guys are all a lap down. Simon Van Doon is a lap down. Derek Holland, Jerem Urson, and then is Tom Ratchey actually back out on the track in 20th? Let's see if he's actually racing. Nope, he is not. So really we only have 19 drivers. Jerem Urson is in the pits. Let's see if we get 18 drivers on track right now, with Derek Holland being the last one running. So it's going to be hard for me to do last call, but let's go ahead and do last call right now. Maybe we can look at some of the guys. This will be a quick last call since there's not that many drivers out there. Last call brought to you by Blondie's Bar in Long Beach. Blondie's Bar, the place to be. We're looking right now at Juris Jelenko. Let's see if we can find Derek Holland. Oh, Urson is left on track, our director tells us. So let's go ahead. We'll find Urson. Yes, he's coming out of the pits right now. There he is, running in 19th position in the pink Barbie car. Is he actually going to bring it out? No, I think he says his car's too damaged. He's going to call it a day. Van Doon, running in 19th position, is also not on track. So let's go to somebody who's on track. Derek Holland. There we go. Running in 17th spot. Hoping to do well in the Ironman competition, but he's a lap down. Oh, he's 7 laps down. That's going to hurt him. 2 laps down in running in 16th position is Benjamin Lanowet. 3-time Ironman champion. He was perfect so far this season. That's going to end this race. We move up one more to the Romanian colored car. Yes, that's the colors of the Romanian flag. Blue, yellow, and red. Mihai Masison, 1 lap down, running in 15th position, I believe. 1 spot up ahead. If we can get a little camera on Dario Bussi, who Ayrton just talked about bringing into the pit, so I doubt he's going to stay there. And maybe we'll wrap up last call with Joseph Giuseppe Aro running in his 101st career race. Congratulations, Giuseppe, running currently in 13th position. That's last call, brought to you by Blondie's Bar in Long Beach. Blondie's Bar, the place to be. Let's go to the front, Ayrton.
Yeah, right now the closest battle is actually between Juris Jelenko, who's managed to make it all the way back up to 5th place, and he's battling right now with John Allen. Not too far behind them is also Sam McAleer, about 3 seconds back. He's actually closing in on them, so it could be a 3-car battle for 5th.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a second now. There's something that we're able to do in with GSRC. If you look at underneath the drivers' names like there, you're looking at Juris Jelenko, you'll see down there it says High Five Association. He's the top driver for, well, we have squad racing right now, and we can get that graphic up on the screen here for you. There it is. That's the squad champions. These drivers kind of self-drafted themselves onto squads. There's a $50 prize if you're the lucky driver on the winning squad. And right now, High Five Association is our top squad with 58 points. Now you'll be able to tell what squad these drivers are on if you get a close-up at the car. The actual number plate is colored in the color of the squad. High Five Association, I believe, is orange, so where Jelenko's numbers would be orange. And High Five Association, the top drivers there are Jelenko and Galink have been being able to take that car. There you see the orange 17. So that's something to look for as that goes on. Just something that the MX-5 World Tour has to keep things interesting. And you can look under John Deuce Allen there. You see on the screen right now, 4 Horseman Posse. In that battle for 5th position right now. On board with Allen. let's give him a tip of the hat. He managed to get through. He did not deuce himself on the first lap. He's having a nice race running in 6th position. That reputation of having a bad first lap, that follows him from series to series. He had trouble on the first lap in the Conti series. I think it helps when the announcer that does both series announces them both too, so the reputation, the announcer drags the reputation over there.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
I won't mention who that announcer is, but he's notorious for bad-mouthing drivers. I don't know how he keeps his job.
I wonder.
No, you can see, Alan, this is a good example of the accordion effect. You can see how a driver closes in under braking, and then under acceleration, you can see Jelenko pull away. There really are no battles on the track right now, are there, Ayrton? This is really our closest battle for 5th position.
Yeah, out of the guys in the top 10, those are the closest guys. I mean, it's a pretty interesting battle. Jelenko had that incident early on with Jan Koems, actually got fully spun around, lost a ton of positions on the second lap. He's managed to climb his way all the way back up. Jelenko has been really fast this season, but he still hasn't won. He's always been kind of that second place driver in most of the races. Recently, his pace has actually dropped a little bit. He didn't have a great qualifying. Started in 5th place. Well, that was due to the quick 6 gimmick. But he's having a good run now. And as always, John Allen showing some good pace. Finally, as you said, finally getting through the race for once.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Jelenko is awesome at Brands Hatch. Whenever they race there, he's a winner. But of course, we're doing the Pacific Tour this week and this year, and Brands Hatch is not on the tour, but it will be next year when we go to the Atlantic or European Tour. And there we have Deuce Allen with a nice run. Is he going to make a move? He's peeking in on Jelenko, but nope, not yet. As we are on lap 26, 4 laps to go.
They've got the lap car of Benjamin Lanoet right ahead of them. Allen brakes pretty late, goes a little bit to the outside. Oh, sorry, that's actually Joseph Arrow ahead of them. They have the same color car.
Lanoet, we've been doing this series for a long time. When we stop looking at our numbers and we start doing it by what we recognize the paint schemes as. Jelenko having a nice run in 5th place after having problems with Jan Koems early in the, and Jan Koems is a 3-time champion, and we were really, as we're looking at this, as he's going to get around Arrow there, nicely done. Ayrton, we were talking about Jan Koems. He just can't seem to get it going this season. Just such a talented driver and having such bad luck.
I mean, I don't have much to say over it since he hasn't done that many races, but I feel like almost he's had a little bit of impatience. Both races he's had, I feel like he's just been very aggressive on the beginning laps, and that could be part of the quick 6 gimmick, but actually, this race he wasn't even in the quick 6.
Well, he's an MX-5 specialist, and it's really not fair to him because the iRacing has kind of pulled the rug out from under him because they keep tweaking the MX-5, and the car that he dominated with, that's 3 or 4... That's 3 or 4 generations away. This MX-5 is not what he used to drive. It's kind of like asking, here's a name you won't know. Ginger Rogers. I bet you our director, Joseph Peak, has no idea who Ginger Rogers is. A great dancer in the 1940s. It's kind of like asking Ginger Rogers to dance like Beyonce, She probably has the talent. Well, of course, Ginger Rogers is dead, so that would really make it remarkable. But if all things being equal, Ginger Rogers probably has the talent to dance like Beyonce, but it's going to take a while for her to learn the new moves. And I think that's kind of like Jan Koems. He's really got to put in the time to understand how to get this MX-5 around safely without maybe not qualify 8th position, I think.
Yeah, and earlier, like in the early seasons, Jan Koems, he always... Basically, the only driving he did was for this race, and he would just show up and drive, no practice whatsoever. Then when more talent came in, he's like, oh, I got to practice. And I think it's gone back to the point where he doesn't actually have much time to practice, so he hops into the races without much practice and is trying to figure out the track. And we do a lot more different tracks, a lot of configurations people don't know in this series each season.
Yeah. And... that's one of the things we missed out on. Boy, here we are talking about Jan Koems, who's not even in the race anymore, but he wasn't able to race at Laguna Seca. He knows Laguna Seca like he knows his girlfriend, so it was really disappointed that he wasn't able to make that race. Or maybe it's his wife. I get into trouble. If his female companion is his wife, then I apologize to his wife or his girlfriend. And let's move on now, as we're watching Jelinkos, I get him into more domestic strife. Jelinko currently running in 5th position there. Really, that's our only battle. John Deuce Allen stalking him.
We're on lap 28. About 2 laps left to go. Richard Eklund halfway through the track. He's just been busy getting his way through traffic. Most guys aren't being too hard. Since there's not many battles going on, there's no reason for lap traffic to be much of a problem.
Well, here's the good news for viewers for next week. I'm almost positive Richard Eklund owns Bathurst, where we're going next week. There is no iRacing event on to steal some of these drivers away, so hopefully we can finally see that Eklund-Maillard battle, as there should be no excuses for these guys. Now, Maillard actually has some on-track racing that sometimes he gets involved with.
I believe Maillard might be doing the 12-hour now, so that's why he's not racing.
Yeah. Let's run down your top 5 again. It's Eklund, Galink in 2nd place. Amjad Yumming running in 3rd. 4th position is Marcelo Pajan, and 5th place, Juros Jelenko. Yeah, some of these drivers aren't here today, and when opportunity knocks for these guys, it's a chance for them to pick up some positions that they wouldn't normally have because of the top quality that would be ahead of them. Like my dad would say, if opportunity knocks, let it in. If it doesn't, step outside and tackle it on the sidewalk.
Yeah, and you say that Marcelo Pajan, I think this is going to be his first top 5 finish. He's a rookie of the season, so good result for him. And he's actually showing some pace. Even if a lot of more fast guys are here, I think he would have been up there. Meanwhile, John Allen has closed the gap once again to Juros Jelenko. He's right on the rear bumper now. Jelenko makes another mistake. Allen might be able to make something out of it.
We're on the white flag lap now as we're keeping an eye on this battle while we're watching in the corner of our eye, Eklund. We want to get him as he crosses the checkered flag. Eklund going through the hairpin right now. That's turn 11. He'll have the left-hander here for turn 12. I think he's slowing down just to have a little fun. And Richard Eklund goes back to back to back as he is the winner of race number 6 of the MX-5 Tidal Influence World Tour. 2nd position. If we can find 2nd, there we go. Dave Galink. 3rd position. Gonna make my mother-in-law happy. The doctor, Amjad Yaman, coming across. And then we go back to that battle for 4th. Or, there we go, is Marcelo Pajan. And now here's the battle for 4th. Coming around, it looks like Van Doon.
Jelenko.
No room for Allen to get it, and it's Jelenko, that's what I mean. Jelenko getting 5th. There goes McAleer in 6th position.
Travis Schwenke getting a good position in 8th place. I think that's first top 10 for him.
Yeah, there he goes across the line right now in that orange-colored car. Looking now as we watch these guys, a lot of these guys are a lap down. We're going to keep it on here as we're looking for Benjamin Nelson. You're not going to see him for a while. He's currently, looks like he's, yeah, we're going to have, there he is. We had to get off of our static camera. He's going through the hairpin then of 11. That's going to be 9th position. And right behind him, we have a little bit of a battle there. Losper and Nelson, if Nelson were to make a mistake. But those are going to be our last cars on the lead lap right now as Benjamin Nelson picks up a 9th position. And Richard Losper rounds out the top 10. Those are the drivers on the lead lap, and that's everybody. We're going to go to break like now. Make sure you watch during the break for the slideshow that tells the upcoming races on GSRC. We'll be back for standings, interviews, and of course the sponsor plugs at the end of the race, everybody's favorite. We'll be back. We're back. And congratulations to Richard Eklund, who went back to back to back. That's 3 in a row for Richard Eklund. We're going to run through our standings right now, our finishing order for the race today. Our winner was Richard Eklund from New York, our points leader as well. Second place for the second week in a row, as it's Eklund Galink, the daily double again, same as last week. Jet Yaman, fourth. Marcella Pajan, nice finish for him. In fifth, Yours Jelenko made a great comeback after an early contact with Jan Koemans. John Deuce Allen brought it home on the lead lap in sixth position. Sam McAleer made a couple amazing saves. Seventh position for him. Travis Schwenke, a very quiet eighth position. Well done from him. Benjamin Nelson, ninth spot on the lead lap. And rounding out the top 10, one of our GSRC broadcasters, a little tip of the hat to Richard Losper. Last car on the lead lap in 10th position. Ayrton, why don't you take the guys who finished off the lead lap? Take it home.
Yeah, the first guy one lap down is Yanni Tulianen in 11th. Good finish for him. Daniel Kent came out in 12th place with that huge battle that was going on all race. Joseph Arrow came in 13th place, and then Mihai Misesin in 14th. Benjamin Lanouette, our Ironman champion, in 15th. Then Derek Holland in 16th place. And then Daria Busi, our first of our non-finishers, in 17th. Then I'll finish out Jeroen Ursum, Simon Van Joon, Tom Ratchie, Al Heaton, Dries Nice, Jan Koemans, and Stefan Overgaard.
Okay, let's go to interviews. I was trying to pull up Richard Eklund, but I can't get him into the live booth. Maybe you can do that for me, Ayrton. We'll see if we can get Richard in here. Our race leader, our race winner. Going to be our points champion again, as he's going to hold that championship lead. Still waiting to see if we can get Richard in the booth with us. There we go. Richard, do you hear me?
Yes.
Back to back to back. Pretty uneventful. It looks like you got a little break. You were supposed to start in sixth position. You got slotted up into fourth, so that helped you a little bit. Talk about the early part of the race.
Can
Can you remember it? It was
Yeah.
30 laps ago.
I got a good start. I passed two guys in the first turn, and then Tom didn't put up much of a fight the next lap, so that was easy. And then the rest of the race was just me not making any mistakes or anything, driving against myself, so it was actually pretty fun.
You know, I've talked to Jan Koemans before because in the earlier seasons he used to what we call stink up the show, where he'd get out in front and race it. And he said the best way for him to stay safe was to race fast. He said when he started to slow down, that's when he would make mistakes. What did you do today when you were out there? Were you running the best you could to stay concentration, or did you just take it easy?
Somewhere in between, I guess. I wasn't trying to do qualifying laps, but like Jan said, if you slow down, like deliberately slow down, it's asking for trouble. So I just try to keep it as consistent as possible. I think my slowest lap in clean air, like without traffic or anything, was less than a second off my qualifying time. So I was still going reasonably quickly.
Okay, you know I talk about it every week. The racing gods are not letting me see my Eklund Maillard battle. So I think you own Bathurst, right? So I think you own the track. What's your schedule next week? Can you make it?
I think I can make some time for Bathurst.
All right. As I'm going to take off my announcer's cap, I'm going to put on my series manager's cap, and I'm going to harass Maillard and see if we can get him there and finally see it. It's 75 minutes, so I want to see 75 minutes of you guys going nose to nose next week. Okay?
Yeah, you got to get Evan in there. Otherwise,
All right.
it's up to him.
Okay. Congratulations, and you're going to hold that championship lead, and let's keep it going.
Sam McAleer's number one. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Right? Well, that's a nice plug for Sam. All right. Let's see who we can bring up next in our interview booth. Ayrton, who do you want to get?
Let's do Amjad.
All right. Let's see if we can pull Amjad in. Amjad had a nice, we'll let Ayrton do the interview on this one. Amjad had a nice third place finish today, and now Amjad should be with us.
Amjad, you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Well, congratulations. Third place finish. Definitely a good run for you coming back into the Mazda World Touring Series.
Yeah, I kind of needed it. I knew it was going to be, I was actually kind of surprised I qualified third, so I knew I was going to be up the field and having to hold everybody off. it was tough, contact here and there, but hey, third place, I can't complain.
Yeah, you haven't had a great season so far. In fact, you haven't showed up for a couple races as well. Are you trying to get that 50% participation, try to get up there in the standings, or are you just racing when you can?
I had some prior engagements for the past couple of races, so hopefully, I think now I should be good to go for the rest of the season, unless something else pops up.
And I believe you're driving in the 12-hour race as well. How's your team doing in that?
They'll actually text me right now saying, we're off the pace. They're asking me if we want to still keep on going. So, it was fine, but I guess now it's not going as fine.
Well, you better get in there then.
Yep.
Okay, good luck for your team there. Great race today. Third place,
Thank
definitely
you.
a good position.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, Amjad. Back to you, Bill.
Okay, let's see if we can bring in Deuce Allen here. John, do you have us?
I got you.
Hey, congratulations. Where'd you finish here today? Let me look on my standings. It was 6th place, 5th place, top 5. Congratulations.
Yeah, I tried to, get rid of some of the demons here, I guess. I love this course, but it didn't go well here for me 2 weeks ago.
Some of the announcers here on GSRC, they're not helping your reputation as they carry that reputation from series to series. You must have felt good once you got through those first 2 laps, and then you had a great battle with Jelenko at the end.
Yeah, I had a blast racing with Euros. I had some rookie mistakes again. I missed my pit box and took a little too much fuel, but in the end, it was just more about making smart decisions on track. Had a good battle going with Amjad earlier, but as he's a teammate of mine elsewhere, I wasn't going to push him around. And Galink was very aggressive getting by, so I let that play out and then settled in.
It's a long time ago. Sometimes our memories fade here, even after 30 laps. But it seems like there was some excitement with you early, wasn't there? Wasn't there a spin in front of you, or did you had to? Oh, that's right. You had to lock up the brakes to avoid some action early, didn't you?
Yeah, Marcelo and Sam had each of them an amazing save when they got together. I kept having to brake and brake and brake. I thought the way would part and I would be able to race, but I almost had to come to a stop because they kept holding it on track, and they both saved it. It was pretty awesome to see from my view.
Well, congratulations. Our sponsors at Mountaintop Cabin Rentals are happy to see that blue car up in the top 5. Got lots of screen time, so thanks a lot and congratulations. Are you going to do Bathurst next week?
Absolutely. Love that track. Hope for another top 5. Maybe a first podium. Who knows?
Well, you got the speed. I think you're getting your demons behind you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay, let's see if we can do our last interview. Let's see if we can bring in the Barbie car driver. Can we get Jerem Yersam in here for Ayrton to do?
Hey, Sharoon.
Hey.
Sharoon Yersam, you here?
Yeah.
Well, it was a little bittersweet race for you. You managed to fight in the top 10. You were having a great battle, and then it went a little bad for you. Can you tell us a little bit about the incident?
Well, it was a very nice beginning of the race because in 2 or 3 laps I was battling for the 10th or 9th position. I don't know what happened to all the other guys. It was spinning cars all over. But yeah, I was dodging all the wrecks, so left and right. But around lap 11, someone dive bombed someone in front of me, and yeah, there was nowhere to go.
Well, your pace was definitely looking a lot better. Do you think you kind of got a little bit of the hang of the MX-5? You kind of understand the other drivers around you. Do you think you're going to be able to get more fights into the top 10 in future races?
Top 10 is not possible for me, I think. The reason I was now in the top 10 is because the top guys were all behind me for spinning. I think if I managed to keep my pace normally, then I would finish maybe 15th or 14th this race.
Well, consistency is definitely a good trait in racing, as we know. Even our own Joe Peak knows that. Anyways, it was actually really fun to watch you. You had a great battle with, I believe it was Daniel Kent, Dario Bussi. You guys were battling non-stop for a good amount of the race, so it was very fun to watch.
I was a little bit out of my comfort zone with those guys around me.
Well, a little bit of bad luck today, but a great run today anyways, even though your result didn't say it.
I'm glad I finished in front of Jan Koeman, so...
That's true, very true.
even one last parting shot. Jan Koemans gets more attention for a guy who doesn't even race, crashed out early in the race. Okay, that'll do it for interviews. Let's go ahead and wrap up with our favorite part of the broadcast, the title sponsors, the plugs, and I can't find my page, so I'm going with last week's page, but they never change, so what does it matter? Congratulations to Tidal Influence, an ecological consulting firm based in Long Beach, California, that restores wetlands, saves and studies endangered species, and educates children, and we all love to educate children, about our environment. For more information, go to TidalInfluence.com. Mountaintop Cabin Rentals, the car driven by John Deuce Allen, brought it home in the top 5. Your best choice for Green Valley Lake lodging. Green Valley Lake is the best kept secret, although if I keep talking about it every week, I don't know how it's a secret anymore. In the California San Bernardino Mountains. To find out more, visit GVLCabinRentals.com. And while in Green Valley Lake, stop into Eagle's Nest Cavern for a cold drink and a hot meal. Check out Eagle's Nest Cavern on Facebook. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software we use on our broadcast, iRacing.com, XSplit, Twitch TV, Audio Technica, Behringer, and Aver Media. And soon I'm going to be purchasing these cool glasses that will let me see color. That's going to be exciting. I won't be mixing up the colors of the cars anymore. You guys probably won't want to watch. A special thanks to Eric Ecklum, whose music is not only found here on GSRC, but on TV commercials, movie trailers, iTunes, and Spotify. If you like our music, tell Eric where you heard it on Twitter at Eric Ecklum. Additional thanks to Casey Lawn, who provides us with the music for our broadcast. You can find more of his music at... Where can you go to find his music? Ayrton, have you been paying attention? You don't know, do you? CaseyLalon.bandcamp.com. Ayrton's not even listening to these plugs. Thanks to my mic mate, Ayrton, who clearly has left me, our director, Joe Peak, Dougie Beard, for his camera locations. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, you can find it at GlobalSimRacingChannel.com, along with archived races and race highlights. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. The Tidal Influence MX-5 World Tour, this is where I have to wing it because this is last week's script. I think we're back next week at this very same time from Bathurst. And next up on the Global Sim Racing Channel, again, I'm going to wing this. I believe it's the Bootleg Racing League, their Outlaw Series. I think that's 6 o'clock Pacific time, 75 laps of circular excitement from... how do you say that race, or that track? New Smyrna. New Smyrna. I'm doing lead. I'm going to learn this track. That's at 6 o'clock today. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be exciting, especially since I'm here. And don't forget to call in and support GSRC's yet to be greenlighted new series, Global Sim Racing Channel broadcasts great events in history. Episode 2 is Samuel Ryman announcing the play-by-play in a hushed golf announcer's voice as the Trojans foolishly wheel in a wooden horse full of angry Spartans. You won't want to miss that. So that wraps up all of our housekeeping right now. So it's time for us to say have fun storming the castle. Until next time, race hard, race clean, and we'll see you on the track.